Welcome back to the next video in my series of tutorials about machine embroidery. Hello everybody. Here we've got all the little elements that we need to put our Celtic or Christmas angels together, and I've got lots of angels sitting around me here, so I'm feeling very angelic. Today we're going to actually put together the snow angel. Before you create your angel, you really need to study the PDF which comes with the designs and look at all the different designs and work out what combination of designs that you're going to put together. I mean, obviously you can create flat angels. Here we have a very small Celtic angel, and then there's this next size up. But what we're talking about today are the dimensional angels that go together like this, and they have some stitch and sew, which is quite heavy. I'm trying to think of what you would call it, but anyway, there's some real hard backing in there. This is Florani stitch and sew, used for tote bags and things like that, but I don't think it's available anymore, which is going to be difficult when I want to replace it. And so these will actually sit like this, and you can hang them on your tree. They will sit on top of your Christmas tree very nicely, or you can just have a few of them sitting on the mantelpiece with your greenery and other decorations. So there are lots of different versions of the angels, but we're going to create one of these today. Now, before I go any further, I would like to say that there is another angel in development, and when you look at the back of this angel here, you'll see that she's not terribly tidy at the back, and not that you can see this very much if it's standing on a shelf or sitting on top of the Christmas tree. One of the things that you can do is this support here that's got boning on it. You can put another one on top, and that will tidy it up a little bit. Obviously that bit goes in there, but on the new angel that's coming out very soon, I've created a backing, and I'm looking into creating a cape that will sit on the back here and make her a lot tidier. But that's on the next angel. Each of the angels requires one of these supports, and when they're stitched out and you've trimmed them, then you've just got to put some boning here down the centre, just a line of stitches each side to hold that in place, and that will keep your angel upright. And if you wanted to, you can put another one over the top and stitch them down, and so the boning isn't visible, and that will just tidy them up a little bit. Now, this snow angel here, which I've created for my granddaughters, it's been done in shades of greys and whites. I've just seen a little stitch there that needs trimming. I've stitched this one out on a sparkly polyester organza, and it does actually have a backing of wash away, but I'm not going to wash it away. It's not necessary. What I do is, after I've embroidered it, I take it out of the hoop and give it a really good tidy up on the back, and then I just trim round the edges. But I want to show you how I do the wings. I love my embroidery scissors that are curved. They're perfect for trimming things, and I do one side up the little sort of feathery wings, and then I do the other side, obviously being careful not to take the point off, but always cut into the corner. That's what I'm trying to show you, like that. And then when you you just get a better edge with these curved scissors. Now I know that you can, when you've finished your embroidery, you can get one of these heat away guns. Obviously if you've used natural fibres it won't work, but on polyester, on organza, it'll work perfectly. But I haven't got terribly steady hands and I don't like them, because if you stay too long on any part of the wings you will have a slight burn mark. So I prefer to do it this way. And obviously when you are trimming round embroidery, it's always good to have some fray check with you. I have seen people sometimes put the fray check on first and then trim, which is an option. But as in many things with machine embroidery, you just got to work out what works best for you. So for this particular snow fairy, who's for my 3 granddaughters, I've stitched the larger set of feathery wings. And as you can see, you've just got the little bit of organza there, and that will go on the top. You have to align it up, and it just gives a nice fullness to the wings. Just pin that in position. So that's how the top of the angel will be, and that's obviously got to be secured in place. And then you've also got to put the support on the top and stitch that all in position. Pay particular attention when you're joining this little bit, these 2 bits here by her waist and across the shoulders. You've got quite dense embroidery here and you haven't got to get too fanatical about the stitches showing through. I've never had that problem, but just go around the edges and sew it all together. So that's the top of the snow angel, and in this particular case she's got double wings. Now for this skirt I've stitched this out in my large hoop, which means I can do the whole skirt in one go. Let's look at the right side. This has been done on the sparkly organza again. I tidied up the back and cut off as many of the jump stitches as I could. But don't be too worried about it, because they're not going to show. The main thing is that it's all tidy around the edges here. And as you can see, when I've trimmed away, I've left myself a little bit of a seam down here. And I haven't trimmed too close on this one either. So that is the base. Now this is the stitch and sew. When it comes off the roll, you'll notice that it curves in one direction. So don't try and force it to do something it doesn't want to. Go with the shape of the roll, and it's important that it's going to sit into this corner here and not show below the scalloped edge. Now on this one here you can see I've not cut it sufficiently and it's sticking out underneath. This here is the perfect alignment for it, so that it's sitting underneath the scallop area. And then you've got to make sure it's shaped nicely at the top here. Now make this a little bit bigger than the skirt. Now I actually sent one of these angels away and it had to go in the post. And if you're a little bit worried about putting something bulky like this away after Christmas, you can make these in such a way that you can take them down and put them back up again. And in that case, all you would need would be a couple of safety pins. Just mind your fingers when you push them through to hold it in place, or you can actually do it with a paper clip. And then you just need another one at the top. And as you can see, I've seen here that my edges aren't, they're not meeting nicely. So I'll just give that a little bit of a trim. Oh, it's a bit stiff, but that's the idea, it's got to be stiff. There we are. So we've got our skirt put together like that. We just make sure the ends meet nicely and that it's reasonably straight all the way round. There's no template for this, I just use the actual embroidery. Now, if you haven't got a large hoop and you've had to create the skirt in pieces, the front one and the two sides, then it's just a matter of overlapping them and sewing them in place, which you can do by hand or you can do on your machine. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Another episode will follow shortly.